Do you know that feeling you get when you're about to go to a new place? That innate sense of excitement, expectation, what surprises are in store? Those are the sentiments I had when Phoenix77 very kindly shared the latest release of LA Canyons. Of course, we've been here before in version 0.8, but what I can tell you is that things have definitely changed now. In fact, it feels like a whole new place. If you've been along for the LA Canyons journey before version 0.8, you'll know that that jump was profound. In this increment, it's delivered the same cataclysmic jump. And whilst it's easy to say that there's more foliage, more guardrails, signs, poles, walls, random generated items like parked cars and hot air balloons, what that doesn't express to you is the volumetric impact that it has on the experience. The location is now so absorbing, so concentrated, that it engrosses you in its own atmosphere, making you feel like an actual tourist. You catch yourself avidly looking at signposts and where they actually take you, memorising routes and items and not wanting to miss anything as you explore the location. Just look at this place. I mean, really, look at it. Nothing prepares you for just how incredibly well done this location is. It's an indescribable amount of effort that's gone into creating this. Now, the YouTubers that you know and love have already extensively covered the tentpole features of this location. Chris Haye beautifully shows you just how expansive the location has become now. Sim Racing 604 rides the location with traffic, a new feature. And RandomCallSign will personally drive you down to the Tujunga Dam. And links for those guys' videos on those topics are going to be down in the description. Now today, we're going to ride a particular piece of road that I discovered on the way to cruising up to Mount Wilson. I happened across this wonderful little pass that's just so easy to miss. So that's exactly what we're going to get involved in today. This is the Ford Mustang Gt3 TR. It's a much more snarly, much more grippy, much more edgy version of the Mustang than the 5-litre V8 that we drove back in the Hradec video. To be honest, its specs are completely irrelevant here. In the context of these canyons, it's an American muscle car with as much charisma as the location we're at. Now you see this very reserved looking road here on the right? It's a route to somewhere that I think is pretty damn cool. Now whilst we're in a Mustang, I should point out that I did make a bit of an error when describing it in the Hradec video, because I referenced it as a flat plane crank V8, which it actually isn't. It's a cross plane crank V8. The flat plane crank V8 is explicitly reserved for this bad boy, the Gt3 Rs. If you wanted to know the difference, the flat plane layout is a much more racy, European style high revving V8. It's because it consists of two inline-4 and a common crankshaft. And a cross plane V8, it tends to rev quite a bit lower. It's got a much heavier crankshaft. And because the ignitions are somewhat uneven, it tends to burble quite a bit more. It's amazing how representative this place actually is. I took some time to look at a few YouTube videos. Winding Road's got some great canyon runs, as well as Matt Farah's smoking tyre. And what's interesting is just how much it resembles this location. It's actually uncanny. This little bit of road is a lot more intimate than the other parts of the canyons that I've driven. It feels different, yet still connected, as of course it is. I love these little details, the brick walling, the rock faces, the guardrails. This place is brimming with personality. Visually, this is just so atmospheric. The constant ascension up this mountain always feels like it's building up to something. Even if you've driven up here before, with the likes of Seoul, you'll want to do it again and again at different times of day, different seasons and different weathers. It's quite a Moorish engine, this one. It goads you into being a bit of a tool. Obviously, if you get a cheeky parking lot like this one, well, it would have been rude not to, really, wouldn't it? These canyons are packed with little discoveries like this, little beauty spots that lead to simply epic vistas. Just look at that city line. In VR, this was just breathtaking. It's like being on holiday in your own house. Crazy stuff. Now obviously what goes up must come down, and it goes without saying that the route back down has got its own feel and it's got its own benefits and merits as you drive down. The guardrails and brick walls, not just in this section but all over the map, massively add to the uniqueness of each section of the track, making so much more of the location feel memorable. There's a lot more of a vista to take as you drive down this place. At points you can get a glimpse of the road coming up much further ahead, and at other points the track inclines just enough for you to be able to look out over the canyons. A Mustang up here, it's a great piece of equipment for canyon hooning. Dre Drives, I think, is going to have to share its location, Pradek and here. Both of these places deserve to be on a regular run with cars. Even routes that you felt you know before are so much more beautiful and immersive now. I was accustomed to peeling off the Angeles Crest Highway for a sprint around the top end of the upper big Tujunga Highway. And when I got there this time, I was pleasantly surprised to find that it's actually a densely populated forest area, a very beautiful one at that. A right here will take you all the way up to Mount Wilson, and not only is it a great drive, but the view there is actually spectacular too. Right, I have a little surprise laid out at the bottom of the mountain. Let's drop this 350 off here and let someone else smoke that up the mountain, whilst we have a look at somewhere that's got an entirely different feel. This is the very, very special Porsche 911 Gt3 Rs 4 litre, and the thing that makes it ultra desirable is the manual gearbox mated to that 500 PS flat 6 engine. It's perfect to take us to our second location, which is a swift drive out up the Angeles Crest Highway to Newcomb's ranch. Seeing as we're heading out to the ranch, it's worth knowing a little something about it. Turns out it's actually been many, many different things in its time. It's been a restaurant, a hotel, a general store, a petrol station, it's even been a brothel. So, depending on when you came, you really could have it all. This drive out to Newcomb's ranch is unlike other parts of the map. It's got its own flow, its own feel. The road feels like it's endlessly connected together. The vista's quite different for me, especially with these significantly taller trees. It's got its own areas of significance, its own reference points along the way, and equally as important, it's got its own nooks to explore. It's a run that I look forward to knowing much more intimately as time goes by, along with the rest of the map. Now, these cars are actually selling for over $500,000 nowadays, so that little lockup back there, that would definitely have required a new set of pants and a real one. Where does that lead to? Another cheeky little location to explore there, one for next time no doubt. You know, I said in episode 1 of Greatest Driving Roads that these represent some of the best roads you can drive in Assetto Corsa, maybe all of sim racing. And you know, I was not wrong. This is incredible. You see that, my friends, in the distance is Newcomb's ranch itself.
Perfect.
So that, guys, is a cursory look at 2 areas. Really, you need to just get into this location and just explore. In its freeform mode, it's beyond rewarding. And with the VIP access, it takes it to a whole new level. Don't think about it, just treat yourself and get involved, donate, and actually reward this very, very special level of effort that's gone in to make this very unique location. Phoenix and the team, you excelled yourself the last time around, no doubt. I don't even know how to reference what you've done here. This is incredible work at the most extraordinary level. You're redefining what it means to create for Assetto Corsa. Bravo. Bravo.